Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to bring you another week of After Hour Gaming League's League of Legends action. We're going to be watching two teams playing from the Vinyl Mod division, which means they've done fairly well in their group stages. On the blue team, it's going to be Capital One Blue, while on the red team, it's going to be Google Ward Search. And right now, both of these teams booking it straight out of the base. There's a single ward being placed right there, while the rest of Capital One Blue, they're hanging around in that rose bush. There's Freezing Fries finally joining the team. Are we going to be seeing some level 1 action? Oh, there it is, Agreus going in there. Dark Binding's going to end the buckshot as well. That's a lot of damage done to Agreus. She's going to flash away, but Shaper of Chaos digging very low. The heal will be used by Graves to keep him alive. Meanwhile, the H-roll getting very low, but there's the Dark Binding onto third man, and Salarian will be picking up a kill. Looks as though the flash was used by Zalabris, and he'll be using that Piltover to take a kill onto Targum. The Dark Binding finally coming out from Salarian to finish off that fight, and oh my god, what a level 1. Both teams pick up a kill, but overall, the advantage definitely going over to Capital One Blue. They didn't pick up the first blood, but they got the kill where they really wanted it, and that was on the Caitlyn. Unfortunately for Google Ward Search, their kill went on to the Morgana. She is the support. She's going to go back and pick up an amplifying tome, so she can actually provide a little bit more pressure in that lane in terms of a little more damage. But overall, Zalabris is going to be looking very strong. He actually does go back, and not too much was picked up. She got a couple more wards, as well as a mana potion, mana potions and health potions, just to help him out in terms of sustain in that lane. So if he's able to trade with Ivan SZL, then he will have a nice advantage, because she'll have the pots to heal himself back up. Already, they're gonna try and push in that Graves Morgana combination. The Leona Caitlyn should do fairly well. The Caitlyn has the range to poke them out, and Leona will have the hard engage to lock them down. Overall, it is a fairly difficult lane for them. And there it is, level 1 still being hit, not even level 2 to go in, but Freezing Fries chooses to go in with the Zenith Blade, and they're gonna go in very hard. That's a lot of damage. Favorable trade, but level 2, it was hit by Ivan and Zalabris roughly at the same time. The support's gonna be joining them soon after. Sorry for the camera right there, it's jumping around everywhere. It's on directed camera right now, but when those team fights start breaking out, you can be sure that I'm the one controlling the camera, giving you the best action possible. Agreus. Again, the Riven against the Nest. I realize I actually haven't done any introductions. I haven't really revealed what champions there are. I don't have to reveal anything. Champions are right there. But let's do those introductions that I really enjoy doing every game. It gives a little bit more personal feeling to the cast. So, for Capital One Blue in the top lane, it's going to be Agreus on Riven. Then, in the jungle, it's going to be Thirstman on Rek'Sai. Then, in the mid lane, it's going to be Imgish on Xerath. Actually, he's the captain as well. Then, finally, in that bottom lane, it's going to be Zalabris on Caitlyn with Freezing Fries on Leona. And for, he's not going to let me finish it. Not a lot, too much. Salarian is taken fairly low by the Piltover. For the Google Ward Search team, in the top lane, it's going to be Targum on Nasus. Then in the jungle, we have Shaper of Chaos on Sejuani. Mid lane, H-Rule rocking the Diana. Now bottom lane is going to be the combination of Ivan SZL on Graves with Salarian, the captain, on Morgana. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Imgish putting quite a bit of damage onto H-Roll. He's running out of mana fairly quickly, while H-Roll is conserving his mana fairly well, throwing out the poke whenever it's available. And also, not a lot of damage, but it's a little bit of poke. Imgish still does have 2 of those potions. We're going to see a flash. It's going to be used by Imgish to get that stun. H-Roll locked down. Flash used by Thirstman as well, and that's going to be the bite for the kill. Really nice gank by the Rek'Sai, giving Imgish, a lot of help against the Diana. Diana's a tricky lane for the Xerath. He just needs to try and poke her out, but she does have the shield to keep herself healthy in the event of a bad situation. So it's a little bit harder to poke her out. You also have to choose between poking the champion or using your skills to farm. So hopefully H-Roll is not giving him that opportunity. Both of those mid laners ended up going back. It looks as though Imgish fearing the Diana, respecting the Diana pick, knows the burst damage that she possesses, so he's gonna be going for a Chalice of Harmony for the MR, as well as a little bit more mana regeneration. Oh, Ivan, so close to getting hit by that Zenith Blade. Would have been a lot of poke. We do see Shaper of Chaos making his way to that bottom lane, but they're going to back off. They know they're ahead, and they're gonna take advantage of that. And Grace in the top lane gonna do a lot of damage onto Targon. There's Durstman again for another gank. Imgish gonna hit the stun. H-Roll in a lot of trouble. No flash available. Imgish, Arcado Pulse. Oh, he's not gonna even need Arcado Pulse because he has Red of the Arcane to get the kill. Meanwhile, Grace is gonna tower dive Targon. There's the Fury of the Sands gonna be used. Not Fury of the Sands. It is Fury of the Sands. I was thinking of Renekton before. Fury of the Sands gonna be used to give him a bit of extra health. Unfortunately for him, Agreus has the damage. He will be able to get the kill and able to get out. Thirstman and Imgish in that mid lane gonna push it out, and actually let's see if they take it out. Oh, screw that, because in that bottom lane we have Freezing Fries going very hard with the Zenith Blade. Forced the flash away after the Dark Binding locked him down underneath the tower. Zelibris though puts a lot of damage onto that Graves. Level 5 still hit, not level 6 just yet. Zenith Blade gonna be sidestepped by that Graves, and just immediately the trade going in that red team's favor. They're still in a really tough situation with Freezing Fries being so tanky right now. He's able to tank up a couple of tower hits before he will end up succumbing to death, but that's more than Zelibris needs to whittle the combination down. They're going to go back right now while Zelibris is close to level 6, so when she does come back, she's going to be picking up a... Actually, I was going to check the gold out so I can see what she gets, but we can see she already has a BF sword and boots of speed. So when she comes back, she's going to be hitting hard and hitting very... Well, not going to be hit. She's just going to be hitting hard. I was trying to think, maybe if she picked up Berserker's Greaves, I was going to say she's hitting hard and hitting fast, but she doesn't have those. No attack speed. Agreus going to be withered by Targon. Here comes H-Roll for another person on that gank. Can Agreus escape? She will be able to. Not a lot of further engage. Shaper of Chaos, not level 6 just yet, and they needed to wait for Diana. Grace going in. Shaper of Chaos, a little bit delayed on the return, but immediately Targon forced to use his Fury of the Sands, and that's an ultimate you do not want to use for no reason. Thirstman, knowing that the Sejuani's in the top lane, will make a play for the Dragon, and Capital One Blue going to continue pushing their advantage, and right now the Rek'Sai's in the enemy jungle. Zelibris gets caught out by a Dark Binding, and here comes the Rek'Sai from the side. He's going to find someone. Ivan, oh my god, locked down by the trap. The flash is going to use as well as the heal. The Piltover Peacemaker will connect, and that's a kill. Sailorine trying to escape, but there's the spike by Thirstman. He will be able to get the kill. Gonna use the tunnel, and he's gonna travel into the red team's jungle. There's the teleport used by Targum as well. Just gonna try and prevent the proxy farm from Agreus. Here comes the Sejuani. Shaper of Chaos is level 6. He's gonna be looking for the ultimate target. Tries to go in, but there's the ult pop by Agreus. That's a lot of damage. Can the Wind Slash get the kill? Target taken very low. One more auto attack, and Agreus almost takes the kill. Targon surviving just barely with the assistance of Shaper of Chaos. No flash to even prevent an immediate damage. He only has that ghost, so he needs to be very careful in that lane. As you can see, he has the Glacial Shroud to... Oh, not Glacial Shroud. It is Glacial Shroud. I was thinking of something else. Spectre's Cowl, that's what I was thinking of. A lot of pokes still in that lane. Glacial Shroud is picked up by Targon. He had that a while ago, as well as these 2 cloth armors to keep himself alive. In that bottom lane, Ivan catching out the Caitlyn does get the kill with the collateral damage, and Freezing Fries, very little hope of escaping. Oh, Celerine, what are you doing? Taking the kill straight from Ivan's nose. Right now, Thurstman needs to be careful. He is in a bad spot in enemy territory. Maybe this kill is going to go over to H-Roll. The Rek'Sai just going to use the tunnels to try and escape. There it is. Shaper of Chaos taking the kill. Not giving Diana an assist whatsoever. Ivan and Celerine just pushing out that lane, and Agreus, knowing Rek'Sai isn't there, gonna go in very hard onto Targon. Agreus doesn't have Blade of Exile just yet, but when that does come up, you can be sure Targon's gonna be in a really bad situation, especially with that Fury of the Sands for that little small health boost that he might need to survive against this Riven Wither constantly going out onto him. Arcana Pulse down onto H-Roll, but not a lot of damage. That mid lane is fairly uneventful besides Diana roaming around, and Imgish needs to continue to push that lane. It's very rare to see a mid laner roam while Xerath is their lane opponent. I'll get back to that. Agrius trying to take that tower, but the Wither preventing him from getting an auto attack off. Meanwhile, in that river, H-Roll was caught out by the Rek'Sai and Xerath combination. I believe the flash was used to try and escape, and it was successful. Thurstman catching out to Sejuani. There's the Arctic Assault, just gonna dash away and survive. Not a lot of sweepers on the side of the Capital One Blue team. They need to deny vision, especially against a pick combination such as those. They do have both great pick potential as well as siege potential with the Xerath and Caitlyn. It's gonna be so good when it comes down to mid game. Right now, that bottom side is just lighted up for the Google team. So many pink wards. Unfortunately, they will be spotted out by Freezing Fries, and they will be taken out. Oh no, that one pink ward in River Bush was not spotted out. Let me see that. There we go. Was not spotted out. Bit of a deep ward for Capital One Blue. Can't Celerine take it out. He doesn't have sweeper. So, dragging up in 1 minute and 45 seconds. So plenty of time for both these teams to set it up. Imgish taking a lot of damage from H-Roll. The stun will go on. Even the barrier. Ooh. He had the flash. I don't think the barrier was necessary. A little bit of... He was a little scared right there. Right now, Targon gonna be taking those Krugs. Thurstman is there as well to back up Agreus, but they're not gonna go in onto that Nasus. The flash was used by Imgish in the mid lane. Did not want to get locked down by the Dark Binding, and it's so difficult for Agreus to even take the kill onto Nasus, especially with the Wither. She's gonna have to rely so much on her abilities to do the brunt of the damage. We actually might see a QSS getting picked up by Agreus just to clear out the Wither when it comes down onto her. So far, Agreus has the Ravenous Hydra. Oh, going in with the Broken Wings. There's the stun, and the lockdown is there. Agreus flashing away, but it's not going to matter. H-Roll getting the kill. Being very aggressive with no backup. Not a smart call. She even gives up the dragon as a result of this. Her team has to fight in a 4v5 situation, and they really don't want to do that. Rek'Sai not even in position as well. It's just really poor objective control by the Capital One Blue team, not having a time on that, even despite them getting the first dragon. Really risky call by H-Roll deciding to go back. This is really well played by the Capital One Blue team. They're stalling this fight out for as long as possible, waiting for Agreus to join back up. H-Roll was taking quite a bit of poke, but he's fine right now. Targon needs to be careful. He only has the Frozen Heart, not a lot of magic resist on side of the Google Ward Search team. Freezing Fries wants to look for a fight. There's the assault used by Shaper of Chaos, the Soul Shackles is there as well. It's going to be locking down on so many members, and there's Targon going very far. A double kill onto Sailorine, and looks as though he's able to get the last hits. Exhaust used onto Agreus as well, and this Google Ward Search team is going very far. Looks as though Blade of Exile was not available for Agreus, and he is not able to get a beautiful execution if he had it. He's looking for it. The cooldown is almost there. The rest of the Google Ward Search team is so low. Only a couple more seconds before Agreus can definitely get at least 2 to 3 kills. This dragon has been started. Agreus wants to go in. He's instead going to go on to H-Roll. And what a beautiful distraction. He takes the kill. This dragon's only at half health though. Can he get the kill? There's the Blade of Exile. He kicks the Wind Slash. I mean, he gets the kill onto Ivan. And now he's starting on this dragon. It was left at about 1,200 health. And Agreus with the turnaround for his team takes away the dragon as well as picks himself 2 kills for that fight. Overall, in favor of the Capital One Blue team. It looked so good for the Google Ward Search team immediately, but I'm so surprised that H-Roll's right there. I mean, H-Roll, he made a pretty smart call, forcing the Riven to try and chase him and give his team enough time to secure the dragon before escaping. Unfortunately, his team didn't really take the dragon out as fast as he thought. Their best option right there would have been to just back away and reset the fight with better items. We already see both of those AD carries with Infinity Edge in their inventory, and it looks as though Targon, he's looking for a China, most likely a Trinity Force, but it even could be an Iceborne Gauntlet. We don't know just yet. There it is. Balmy Cinder with the Cinder Coat. Is it Balmy? Yeah, it is. Balmy Cinder. Balmy Cinder enchantment for Shaper of Chaos. It's the new jungle item. It's a mini Sunfire cape. Replaced the Juggernaut enchantment, and a lot of people would say that it was a really great upgrade for tank jungler Sejuani. You may be seeing a little bit more play in the upcoming weeks. Right now, Thirstman not finishing up his own enchantment, instead opting for a lot of extra damage with the Tiamat, the Ruby Crystal as well. Maybe, most likely turning into a maybe the Bombys and Cinder enchantment. We don't know. Ivan wants to go in. Kalen has the range to fight. Solo for hitting down onto 2 members, but Zelabris not fighting immediately. It looks as though Agreus wants to go in, sidestepping the Wind Slash. Ivan will survive, and another kill going over to Sailorine. She is 5, 2, and 3 right now, taking these kills over and over. H-Roll now catching out. Freezing Fries, Dark Binding will connect. Oh, the Crescent Strike. Gonna sweep around the Leona, but there it is. Ivan with the dash and the auto attack to pick up that kill. And Google Ward Search back in this game, not ahead in terms of gold just yet. The 3 tower advantage is still too much for them, but when they take that bottom lane tower, it should be evening up, if not in their favor. Unfortunately for them, Rek'Sai in that top lane may be putting a tower on the blue team's list as well. Nope, only taking it down to half health. Targon and Shaper of Chaos will be there to force him off of it. Brutalizer in Agreus' belt, and the pickaxe makes me think it's going to be a Last Whisper as well, so that's going to be a lot of damage coming out from Riven in the upcoming fights. And any armor that is picked up by the Google team is just going to be melted through by that Riven. They'll need to shut her down so quickly in this fight, and that's really where Sejuani is going to be key. You do see H-Roll with the Zanya's Hourglass as well, just a little bit of help in those team fights. And they're actually going to catch out Agreus. She's trying to jump over the wall. Actually, the flash will be used over the wall. Riven can actually jump using the broken wings over the Baron Pit wall, so I'm surprised to see that he hasn't done that. Maybe he either doesn't know about it, or it was just a impulse decision where just flash. Don't even try to escape using Q. Now both of those bottom lane towers are down. Mid lane tower is down for the Gold Ward Search team. There's not a lot of offensive vision in that top lane. Thirstman gets the knock up onto Targon with the unburrow, but they're not able to get the kill. But what this is going to do is, now that they know 2 members are in that top lane for the Capital One Blue team, the rest of the Google team, they can converge on that mid lane, knowing that there's very little help coming out from the top lane. Caitlyn is going to be making her way there as well. There's a Dark Binding landing down onto the Leona, but this Google Ward Search team, they are so set on trying to take this tower down. We do see Targon making his way there, so he's just going to stop that push. He doesn't have teleport available, so if a fight breaks out, he won't be there immediately. H-Roll going out with the Crescent sweep. Crescent Strike. H-Roll now going to be aggressed upon by Argreus. There's the ultimate used by Sejuani, but it's going to miss. Now the Unburrow finding out Ivan. Can he escape? The flash was used as well to try and get away from that Rek'Sai. Soul Shackles locking down onto Zelibris, but it's not going to do too much. Right of the Arcane, not able to get a kill as well. Going out, almost getting the kill onto Celerine, but the flash was used by her to survive. 3 flashes and a heal used in that entire team fight, while 2 used for the Capital One Blue. Only 1 casualty in the form of Ivan, however. Dragon up in 5 seconds, momentarily. And Capital One Blue is in such a good position to just take this. We do see Argreus on the sidelines, possibly looking to get the flank off, jumping over that wall, and they will be able to secure the dragon. The ward placed by Celerine will give them the time on it, but Google Ward Search so far has not really had the best of times in terms of dragon. First one they lost because of the gank from Sejuani in the top lane. The second one they just didn't play that right, and the third one they just did not have the pressure there, and they just didn't even have enough time to get there. The Google team, they're attempting to siege that mid lane tower, and they're not able to. The wave clear from Imgish and Zelibris, even Thirstman, is just so much that it's going to be very difficult. They'll need to force fights away from the tower if they have any chance of taking them down. The late game is looking fairly good for the Google Ward Search. While Graves will fall off, they do have the Diana as well as the Nasus to give a lot of damage to their team. Oh, Celerine forced to use Zanya's after getting caught out. Ivan locked down by the Solar Flare. Freezing Fry is going in with the Zenith Blade. He is going to go down. Collateral damage. Almost taken down Zelibris. Teleport was used by Targon, but he had to cancel it for fear of dying. That's 2 members down for the Google Ward Search team. Capital One Blue now wants to look for that mid lane tower with the superior range of Caitlyn and the damage from English. They are going to look for the fight. Oh, a beautiful unburrow by Thirstman, and the combination is there from Agreus to deal a ton of damage. H-Roll does have that Zonius. He's going to be the last surviving member. Right of the Arcane used by Imgish. He's just going to use that to clear out towers. No ace just yet because Celerine came up just in the right time, but it is an unofficial ace, and that is Capital One Blue taking that mid lane tower. Now they have to get out. Agreus is low. He has the lifesteal, so he should be fine after taking out those wards and jungle camps, but Imgish needs to be the one that has to back away. He's so low, and if anyone gets on him, he is just going to die. I like the sweepers that 3 members of Capital One Blue picked up. That's just going to help them deny vision around the area. And that's really what they need to do for those pick compositions. Just deny the vision, force them into a position where they're going to be attempting very risky wards and take them out at that point. Zelibris just going to be taking the red buff. That will help him out in those team fights in terms of kiting them out. It looks as though Targan takes the red buff for his team. They're not going to give it over to Ivan. He hasn't really had too much luck in those fights besides throwing out all that AoE damage from his abilities. Not a lot of auto attacks being used. Thurstman finding out H-roll. Right of the Arcane going to be used as well. There's the ace in the hole. Zonya's to keep himself alive, but it's not going to be enough. That's 300 gold over into the Rek'Sai's pocket. Ivan taken low. He does get that collateral damage off Agreus. Going to be popping. Oh, no, Sailorine popping the Zonyas, but Agreus will just wait it out and get the kill. 2v1 for the Riven. Now they catch out Sleeper of Chaos as well. Thurstman, though, doesn't have the damage to take out the Sejuani and Nasus at the same time, with Freezing Fries only there. But here comes Zelibris from the backside, throwing out the damage. Nasus is going to be taking so much damage. The Freezing Fries needs to back away for now. Meanwhile, in that bottom lane, Agreus was able to take that bottom lane second tier tower. H-roll, maybe to get some revenge for his teammates. Can this fight go into his favor? Agreus does have so much damage. He's so fed right now, using that last pop of Broken Wings to get away from the Crescent Strike. You're going to see Imgish just picking up that Void Staff to help him against any match resist that the Google Ward Search team ends up picking up. That's a mouthful. But so far, there really hasn't been any. You kind of expect Sailorine to maybe get a Locket of Iron Solari for her team, but not really. Targan may have just given up his life for that top lane tower. Grace going to be taking the kill, even through the Wither. 40 seconds for the Dragon. They see H-roll taking that blue buff. Can Imgish steal it away? And no, he can't. He's going to be caught out by the Dark Binding. And the rest of the Capital One Blue team, they're going to back away for now. They're just leaving Agreus in that top lane alone. They know that they can't fight for this dragon, or else they're going to lose that top lane tower, and perhaps even the dragon if the smite isn't on point. There it is. Trinity Force is picked up by Targan, and they're just going to back away. They give up the top lane tower, and they may have even given up this dragon as well. It's taken so low. H-roll not able to go in. They do pick up the kill onto Xerath, and this might be the fight that Google Word Search was looking for. They actually do catch out Zelibris. The flash and the net was used, but it's not enough. Now Grace now in a situation where can he fight? Thurstman is there, and the shield is not enough for Targan. Those withering, those Q stacks are just doing so much. Ghost popped by the Nasus, but he won't be able to chase anything. The siphoning strike is just so much. I actually haven't really checked it out throughout this game. Let's do it right now. 471 at about 29 minutes. So he is doing fairly well in terms of those Q stacks. He is going to be melting through towers. He's going to be melting through champions as well. You do see Rek'Sai in that bottom lane. No idea what she's doing there. Sejuani trying to escape from Right of the Arcane, but it's not enough. Freezing Fries locking down Targan for her team. Imgish trying to join the fight as well. And Zelibris. There's the flash and the stun for that Targan. And they're going to give the kill over to Zelibris. Rek'Sai was able to escape, so still in favor of the Capital One Blue team, and they might be looking for a Baron. 2 members are down, one of them being the jungler for Google Ward Search. Sejuani will be up momentarily. Looks as though Agreus was looking for a kill onto Ivan. Targan gonna be up in 5 seconds. No teleport available, so this is gonna be a 4v5 if it does end up going down. Sejuani trying to get there as quick as possible, but this Baron is taking so much damage. They're gonna have to try and steal it with just basic skills. Can they get it? No, the smite is there. And Capital One Blue, they're gonna continue pushing their advantage. They have the Baron, and now can they get the 5th dragon as well? Baron plus 5th dragon is such a death sentence for teams, even though Thresh is not in this game. Dragon won't be up for a while though, so the Google Ward Search team may not have to deal with Baron buff minions added with dragoned up champions. Targan just gonna clear out that ward. 30 gold in the pocket. But what is the Capital One Blue team going to do? We have Celeris in that bottom lane. The rest of the Google Ward Search team, they're gonna try and converge onto him. They see Thirstman there as well to try and assist him, but right now ban buff is almost halfway over and the Capital One Blue team hasn't really done anything with it. They're not grouping together and they're not trying to siege with the cannon minions. Cannon minions outrange towers right now. They can keep those alive. There's not a lot of long range damage on the side of the Google Ward Search. They have the Dark Binding, they have the Crescent Strike, but not much else besides that. They can just defend that cannon minion, and that tower will be taken down fairly quickly. We have Rek'Sai and Riven in that bottom lane with Caitlyn, Xerath, and Leona in the mid lane to keep it alive. They're going to try and spread their numbers across. Rite of the Arcane going to be used. Targan taken very low, but he's not going to fall to Rite of the Arcane. Meanwhile, Thirstman going in very far. That tower is taking a lot of damage. Meanwhile, in that mid lane, they're working on it, but not as well as that bottom lane. Looks as the Thirstman wants to go for a fight onto H-Roll. He takes him down to half health, but not enough to get the kill. And it's like, we have a fight going on. Thirstman in that bottom lane. There it is. The ultimate used by Sejuani. Thirstman tried to escape the Unburrow as well, but H-Roll does not have the damage. Thirstman takes the kill. Here comes Agreus to keep that Rek'Sai alive. And the damage is there. Agreus takes the kill. Now this inhibitor is going to fall as well. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, the inhibitor tower fell. And here comes Freezing Fires. Gets the stun onto target. The damage is not coming out from anyone, but he's going to be met with a Xerath. Sorry about that, guys. I just had a cough right there. They take that bottom lane inhibitor, they take that mid lane inhibitor, and now they're going to take the game as well. First Nexus tower goes down, the second Nexus tower goes down, and the Nexus will fall as well. Well played to both these teams, but well played especially to Capital One Blue. They're going to be moving on in the ranks, and I believe all of the teams in the Vilemall division will be making it off into the playoffs. So they're just trying to get a seeding chart going, trying to find the overall position that each of these teams are going to be placed in. So thank you for watching the cast. Remember, if you enjoyed it, like the video, and if you like my other videos, please subscribe as well. And hope you guys stay tuned, because in another hour I'm going to be casting a match played between Twitch and Security Metrics. So stay tuned.